So with the unlocking of the oil technology, crude oil is now in our scanner, and we can locate where there are some oil fields. The bad news is they're not close. So what I'm going to do is I've got a tractor full of things we're going to need, and we're going to go out looking for oil. So there we go, there are over here 2.5 kilometers away. There's also some 2.7 kilometers away. I'm going to go this way just because I know why I want to go that way. I've been to that location before. So yeah, I did a shopping list. I've got a bunch of things here to help. Pole for the tractor, for fuel, stuff like that. So we will touch base soon once we are at that location. And of course, they are hiding quite a couple of nice things here, protecting a slug. And also, here we are. There's some oil here. There's 2 deposits here, 2 pures, and there's a couple of others around. And hence this is the reason why we decided to come to this location. Rightio, we're over here at the oil nodes we found, and because we're so far away from base, we've set up some biomass burners that are going to power everything here temporarily. I mean, I could spend the time to run power lines over here, and that would be really good, and you could run this constantly, but we've got future plans for that. And really, like right now, I just need a small amount of rubber and plastic, and what I've got here will help us tide us over just to get that production running. We'll head back to base, and then we can unlock some of the other technology tiers and go from there. So what we have here is a oil extractor here on a pure node. A pure node outputs 240 a minute. I have 4 oil refineries. One of them is beautifully clipped into the rock here. Or they're not oil refineries, they're just refineries that can do oil recipes and other recipes you'll find out in the future. What I have is 2 making rubber and 2 making plastic, and they all require 30 oil, so that's 120. I've actually underclocked this to 50%, so it only outputs 120 oil because we don't need that much oil. Then we have both recipes output a hard product, solid product, which is our rubber, or a plastic, and a fluid. And like I mentioned earlier, when one of these backs up, the machine stops processing. So what we've got here is obviously storage for our rubber or plastic, and we've got these liquid buffers. And with these liquid buffers, they will store up to 400 meters cubed. And when it fills, you can come in and flush the buffer, and then that means it'll empty it out and it'll continue to process. It's a manual step, but right now for what we're doing, it's quite an easy way to get past, to just produce some stuff quickly. So let's get these running. I think we should have enough. To get us running for a bit, we'll see. If not, my maths has failed me. Okay, we'll just wait a minute. You can see there's a flame comes out of the oil extractor. Like I said, I underclocked it 50%. So that actually means instead of the 40 megawatts it normally uses, it only uses 13.2 megawatts. And if I wanted to, because I'm using biofuel, I could have set up, say, 8 refineries and underclocked them So instead of the 30 megawatts, it would have been maybe 12 megawatts. So it could be more. So you can see this crude oil is building up. This one is up here. We'll go and have a look. See how the buffer's going. I'm hoping that this isn't more than 10 meters head height. That might actually be more than 10 meters head height. That could be an issue. But we'll see. See, this one's slowly filling up. I think it's alright. We'll see. The one way we can tell is to look at the machine. Right, so no, it is. It hasn't buffered a number here yet, so that pipe is taking volume. We can see we're getting our plastic out and we're getting our rubber out over here. This one needs... It's coming, it's slow, it's not getting it as quickly as the other one. It might pay me to actually just make this, say, a little bit more, just to force more fluid out. So we can get more product being processed. But there we go, we've got rubber coming out now. So I will have to maintain this for a bit with watching these, wait for these to fill up so I can flush those tanks. We'll come back to that when that needs to be done. You can see this one's okay. Yeah, that's filling up, so I hadn't reached a head height there. We'll come back soon and we'll go through flushing one of those tanks and we'll show you how it backs up. Okay. Rightio, so it's been just over 10 minutes since we got this temporary setup running. There's 400 rubber, 500 rubbers, there's nearly 1,000 rubber and just over 1,000 plastic that we've made. However, when we look here at the rubber production, you can see there's no more output happening and it's stuck at the fluid is full here. And what's happened is our buffer has filled, and this is the side effect of having machines that output two products. If one of them backs up, it stops the other one from occurring. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to flush the fluid buffer, and straight away it's now producing rubber again. But what I'm going to do is do this to all four of them. The plastic takes longer to build up because it's a slower recipe, but it will do it the same. With all of that we've just collected, we're actually going to take it back to the base and leave this running, and more than likely the biofuel will run out while I'm away, and that's totally understandable. The whole point of this was to simply come and get a temporary setup of it running so we could get some products happening, so we can go back and unlock the tiers and all that stuff. So we're going to do that now, and we'll come back here in a while.